Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Alright, so here's the thing. First off, we already know what's going on. Subscribe button was talking shit. Mash them out. If you can hit the subscribe button with your knuckle, you're a great puncher. Like, comment, subscribe as soon as we get into it, and let me know what you think. Got a couple things to address today. Actually, as you can see, I got a different car now. I just bought a PT Cruiser. So, I got it for a pretty good deal, so it's been pretty good so far. Actually, it's a decent car for everyday driving. I'm still trying to get that Skyline though, man. I'm trying to get that GTST Skyline. I was thinking about going down Florida and grabbing a GTR from r32 Motors. I'm still considering that. I mean, the drive back, cause I hate driving that long, man, but it might be worth it because there's some places up here that selling Skyline GTRs, and I'm talking about the 1990 one. I'm not interested in the American one. But the places down there are selling them for like relatively reasonable. Up here, man, they're charging they're double the price. I remember when that car first came out in America, man, that car was $18,000 when it first came out, which is still high for a 1990 car. You know, you spend that kind of money for a car, it's gotta be like something super exotic, which I consider a Skyline super exotic. So I don't know, I guess it's debatable. But for 1990, 18,000 still steep. So you can't deny that. But I mean, the car's got all-wheel drive. It's got a straight 6 twin turbo. I think it's got the some kind of mechanism to turn the wheels in the back when you turn. It's pretty dope, man. It's a nice car, and then it's iconic. You know, anybody who's into the old Fast and the Furious movies, they know how iconic the Nissan Skyline is, and because of the reputation it had in all the video games and the fact that it never came over here and it was such a high performance car that it was one of the most sought after cars for a long time. So I'm still considering driving down to Florida to get the GTR, but I also kind of am considering grabbing the GTST, which is a rear-wheel drive version that doesn't have as many options, but it's reasonably priced. Like, that car is only about $14,000, which is still for 1990 is high, but I mean, you get them with low miles. That's reasonable, a reasonable price, more reasonable than the GTR is up here. Up here, they're getting like double the price they were when they came out, which is like $36,000. There is no way in hell, earth, or any other realm of dimension I'm paying $36,000 for a 1990. That ain't gonna happen. Now, what I'm noticing is these cars are appreciating with value. Of course, when they came out, they were 18. Now they're selling for 36. So I mean, you could think of it as an investment to like a classic car or antique or something, and you'll probably make out price wise. But I mean, I'm not willing to spend that kind of money on that car. And then the 33 is about to come out in 2 years. The GTR 33 comes out January 2020. So I mean, there's no predicting if the 32 will appreciate or depreciate in value when the 33 drops. But I can guarantee you, when that 33 come out, that car is going to be about a $40,000 car. You can mark my words. It might be more than that probably, but it's going to double in price by the time the 34 comes out. That car is going to be 40 to 80 probably. And then I don't even want to know how much the 34 is going to be when that shit comes out. That's going to be expensive as hell. But that's a whole nother thing. So that's pretty much what I was considering. That's got to be a working place though. Some shit I got to take care of before I handle that. Moving on, I'm at the DMV yesterday getting the title switched over for this car. So I got my kids with me, and I would have said something, man, but I don't do shit like that when I got my kids there, because first off, the area I was in was like a super white area. Like, it was, I guarantee you there's like some kind of Klan or alt-right out that motherfucker, just because it's in a rural area. Like, it's mostly country. Anybody who's from Maryland or around the Baltimore area, Westminster, like that area is, I heard they used to have KKK meetings at the Denny's a long time ago, but I don't know, I don't know if they still do it or not. I'm not sure. I don't go there enough to find out, and I'm not willing to find out. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm down there going to the DMV and I see that shit going on, and I just say to myself, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because these dudes were out front with a stand that literally said Russia has America's best interest at heart. And it had Putin and a bunch of other Russian dudes, and it had like Trump's cabinet all in a boat with the quote, "Hop on the boat while you still can." What in the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking? It ain't even. To me, it's not even the debate whether or not he actually has a point with the Russia thing. Just I swear it had to have been just like a week ago. Y'all were saying, yo, there's no proof that Trump colluded with Russia. Trump is not Russia. Trump's America. Blah blah blah. Kneeling is unpatriotic. Blah blah blah. Bruh, the president just literally turned on America. Like, the president just literally said he doesn't believe, he's going against everybody who said that their information led him to think that Russia interfered in the election, which they probably did. I don't fucking know. Who knows? The election's fucked up anyway. I mean, Hillary was doing her share cheating too, but all those candidates were garbage besides Bernie. I actually like Bernie Sanders, and that's who I voted for. Don't give a fuck how you feel about it. But all these other motherfuckers, these guys are crooked as a bitch. Let's be real. So the whole situation with that said, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, basically turning his back on the U.S. to side with Russia. Like, what? Y'all were just defending this man a week ago. Now he comes out and he blatantly says he's taking Russia's side, and y'all jump ship like, Russia's got America's best interests at heart. Yo, will y'all make y'all motherfucking minds up? Like, are y'all, what? Y'all can't just keep switching like this. But that shit ain't about patriotism, because if it was about patriotism, motherfuckers really wouldn't have got on Colin Kaepernick for taking that knee. Period. That's why I don't fuck with the NFL, because of that bullshit right there. They mishandled the whole situation. So, like, man, y'all got all this shit to say to back up Donald Trump, who's the goddamn president of the United States of America, who just basically said, man, fuck that. Russia is, they the honest ones in this situation. The Americans are lying, and we've done a lot of shit to fuck up the relationship with Russia. But y'all get mad when a motherfucker takes a knee during a national anthem for police brutality, and he said it has nothing to do with the flag multiple times. Y'all some assholes, for real. This is why I don't debate or argue with Trump supporters. Anytime I'm on Facebook or I'm online or I hear him talking in real life, unless I know him, then I'll shit on him constantly until they realize they some fuckheads. But if I hear these motherfuckers out talking in public, I don't even say shit, because it's nothing you can say. These motherfuckers have already made the active decision to be stupid. Like, what can you say to a person that ignores logic and research, thoughts, and any other realm of rational thinking in order to be a dumb fuck? Like, what do you say to somebody like that? You can't say shit. There's nothing you can say. So with that said, I just look at these motherfuckers while they talking, and I just make a mental note not to fuck with them, for real. If it's a black person, I call them out for real on that shit. Not in front of, I don't usually do that shit in front of white people though. Like, if it's a black person, I check them in private. But that shit, man. Like, if it's a white motherfucker, I usually just make a mental note, cause there ain't no reason you gonna support Trump unless you a fucking racist at this point, yo. You can't even claim patriot. What is it? Being a patriot and shit. Ain't no way you can even claim that shit, man, because the things that are going on are clearly as unpatriotic as it can get. I don't think a president's been more treasonous in the open than Donald Trump. But I mean, people going to support the man anyway, because it ain't about patriotism, That shit is about white supremacy. These motherfuckers like the fact that he's shitting on Mexicans. They like the fact he's talked shit and had a history of shitting on black people with housing. And they like all that shit, man. So, because it's the rhetoric they spew. And Donald Trump, he is taking advantage of these dumbasses, man, and they don't even realize a lot of these people are poor, and the tax bracket changes will never even affect these motherfuckers, because these dudes ain't even nowhere near the tax bracket he's changed and trying to change even more with tax reductions and all this other shit. Like, these dudes don't even realize they're being fucked, basically. They just say, hey, well, we're white. Hey. They're not gonna admit it though, they never do. So that is these motherfuckers are hypocrites, dude. And I swear I wanted to say something so bad. I had to get in this DMV and get that shit done because I had shit to do. But I wanted to say something so bad to these dudes, like, yo, what is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all some fucking idiots. But that's preaching to the choir. Them motherfuckers know they stupid. They gotta know they stupid. So that's pretty much my whole my take on that particular situation. I was in changing subject, switching gears. I was in training yesterday, dude. If you don't know yet, I take Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, And what I usually do is I usually go to the closer place, which is not too far from me, man. But I went to the mother shop, which I call it the mothership, the joint over there, and fucking near Rundle and shit. So I go over there to train, man, and like I haven't been there in a year. I had gotten sick last year, so my body really wasn't that great. And then, you know, I had taken some time off for an injury. So all in all total, I was probably out for about 6 to 7 months. Yo, I went back out that bitch. I swear, dudes that I went against a year almost ago were like night and day different. That shit was, I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. It was a Twilight Zone. One dude, I used to beat his ass easily pretty much, but yeah, we're training partners, so I don't really gauge it like that. But you still know where you stand when you roll with people. I mean, like I said, all these people are great people. I love all these guys, man, great people. But I mean, when we used to spar, I used to beat his ass, to be 100% honest. Positional dominance, submission, all that stuff. So, man, I had trouble keeping up with him. I mean, I was still able to maintain because I still had, my technique was a little bit better than his, but shit, like I found myself getting trapped in certain positions and not being able to get out legitimately. Like, oh, this is crazy. So I mean, also I'm going against he had me against one dude I'd never rolled with, who actually lives not too far from us. He used to go to high school not too far from us. So I was ready to roll with him, which I wanted to roll with him because I'd never rolled with him before. He's one of those really strong small guys. And I'm about 6'3", but I'm not really like super muscle built like he is. So I wanted to see how I fared against him. You know, he's a blue belt. So I'm you know, the coach basically tells both of us next round, us two. So I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, that's what's up. So I get out there and he changes that shit. He tells the dude Philippe to go with somebody else. I'm like, all right, cool. So he sends out, she looked like she's, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but she probably about maybe like 200 pounds. But she's a blue belt. And she's probably about like 5'6", 5'5", a small chick, but she's pretty solid. So I mean, the first time I had rolled with her a while ago, she was this was last year. She had just gotten her blue belt, so I guess she still didn't know a whole lot. She was sharpening up her moves and mechanics. So I was pretty much fairly able to stay ahead of her for real, with you know, being gentle. Because with females, I never mash the shit out of females. I always be very careful and ginger, because if I go full force, I can hurt people. Sometimes I'm a little too wild and I move too sporadic sometimes. So I gotta be careful of that, because I injure dudes sometimes. So I try to maintain a steady technique and composure to not hurt anybody, especially my teammates. If I'm in a competition, tough shit, you gotta eat that shit. But if I'm like training with my teammates, I'm just like, you know, real relaxed. Usually if it's a dude, I'll turn it up a little bit, but a female, I kind of keep it at a certain point. Yo, that was a bad fucking idea. She was all over my ass the whole goddamn time. So I'm rolling with her and shit like, yo, I'm laughing like, yo, okay, shit, she all over me. But I'm still taking it easy, you know. Just because she's all over me don't mean I need to fucking spaz out and shit. You know, you gotta maintain your ego and pride and shit like that, and not let that shit fuck with you. And that's something I've really learned from since I started, man. Like, I used to have ego and pride when I first, which I still kind of have some. You know, training martial art, you're gonna have some kind of pride and ego, because, you know, you love the sport, you love the art. So, long story short, I'm sparring with her, she's all over me. I'm like, yo, okay, she got a lot better and shit. All right, let me turn it up a little bit. I turn it up, she adjusts. She's still ahead of me. I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up sweeping her and getting back on top, and then we rolled off the mat, which is the concrete. So when that happens, you gotta reset. So we reset from the feet, and she tried to break my goddamn arm, and the technique she used was like an MMA fight technique. She like tucked my arm underneath her body, and she turned suddenly, and she almost hyperextended my arm. Got a little bit irritated with that shit, because it's like, okay, I feel like now you're trying to fucking hurt me and shit, which I was a little irritated at. But I still don't go all out and just fucking hurt people because of that shit. Some people don't know how hard they're going. I am a guy, she's a female, so she figures she can go harder. But I kind of felt like that was a dirty technique, so I got a little irritated by that shit, man. I kind of, so when we went from the feet, I basically had to like kazushi, which if you don't know what kazushi is, it's basically when you take somebody off balance. So I like shoved her extra hard, grabbed her by a collar, grabbed her by a shirt rather. Then I shoved her super hard, and while she was off balance, I yanked her forward super hard, which brought all her weight momentum forward. And then I hit her with a Seo Nagi, and she smashed on the ground super hard, and I drove the knee in her rib cage. I felt bad when I did that shit though, man, because it's still a female, but like, I was kind of perturbed, yo, because like I'm your training partner. You trying to break my goddamn arm? Give me a break here. Shit. But yeah, like, but I mean, the coach, he was like, ah, you know, he like hearing shit like that. You know, Master Julius is an interesting guy, man. He likes to see shit like that. Like, he just likes to see good moves, I guess. I don't know, but he likes the action shit. So, I mean, after that, I pretty much had my knee on her rib cage. I had her arm all the way up, no slack, and her arm extended, and I had my my right hand next to her right collar, and I had my wrist draped over her throat. So I'm pulling her arm, I'm smashing her ribs with the knee cage, and I'm across her throat with the forearm. And I held her for like 10 seconds. And I felt bad. She tapped, but I felt bad. Like, yo, why the fuck did you? I'm thinking in my head, why'd you make me do that, yo? Like, I came in, you know, I ain't wanna do that. But I guess she could take that shit because, you know, Master Julius is he's very cautious with his training, his students when they're training. He'll tell you not to be wild and crazy, but I guess she could take that shit because he didn't tell me to ease up or anything. He usually will tell you to ease up or relax if you're being too crazy. But he didn't say shit, so I guess, shit, I guess she could, I guess she can handle it, man. But I mean, like I said, I love all my training partners. They're all good people, man. But I was just a little surprised at how much better everybody had got, man. So I don't know, maybe it's just me. But look, let me go ahead and get in here, punch this clock, probably late. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, if you can mash the subscribe button with your knuckles, you're a great puncher. So mash them out, let them know you ain't no punk, because he was talking shit. As usual, let me go punch this clock, man. Y'all have a nice one in the meantime. Peace.